What's good, everybody? This is Generation 71 coming back to you with some more Let's Play Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. Last time we ended up... I forget what we talked about. We talked about jobs and such, and I don't even know. And I said I was going to just bring up a random topic. Honestly, I can't really think of a random topic. Seriously, I have a brain tumor. I'm almost positive I have a brain tumor. There's no other explanation why for so many years I was so well spoken and I was so articulate, and now it's just kind of I don't even know. So, but it actually brings up a good point. So actually, that's something I can bring up as well as a new topic. So I actually grew up very asthmatic, which is interesting because I am no longer asthmatic, but I did have asthma for a long time, and I did have an inhaler and then a big machine that kind of made me think I was a choo-choo train and all this all this good stuff. But after a while, it kind of did go away. Like, there are some times where I feel like I do have trouble breathing for one reason or another, and this is actually going to get really dangerous. Cool. Because I actually don't have a free hit anymore. There is... Yeah, shoot. This is where I'm actually going to start dying a lot. I don't know. I honestly haven't really kept track if I died a lot up to this point, but... Yeah, anyways, what I was talking about is... Yeah, I did have asthma, did have an inhaler, all that. But after a while, I just kind of grew out of it. Because I did have trouble breathing, but not to the point where after when I got older, then I understood to be like, oh, hey, you know, this is where my throat is supposed to be closing, not giving me the airflow that I need. I never had that feeling, never had that bad feeling, just had wheezing. But it felt like more crackling wheezing, like something was actually stuck in my lungs, more than actually my throat closing in. So it was kind of interesting, like being older, being able to decipher that and be like, well, maybe I didn't have asthma. I haven't actually researched it farther than that, be like, oh, maybe it was some other sort of very dangerous disease that I've yet to be treated for. But as of right now, I know it wasn't asthma, or at least I don't think it was asthma. I could be wrong as well on that, but yeah, then with that, I guess we could stick with the health topic. I mean, it was kind of funny too because I was actually kind of very active in junior high. Not the bad active like we were talking about previous episodes, but I actually did do a lot of weight training, and I unofficially actually held the record for how much the record for lifting was in my junior high, and it was kind of cool. And so like the day after, where I could barely like move my arms, I actually remember that because me and my friend were there after school, then we were just doing benching contests who could do the most, and we got to like 300 some. Don't remember the number now, or I do, but I just don't want to boast about it. But we got there, and then I was like, yeah, you know, this was awesome, we got to this high. And after that, then I went home and I was feeling pretty good, you know, everything's going good, everything's feeling alright. And I get home the next day, I could not move my arms whatsoever. It was pretty bad. So I probably pushed myself a little too hard, but it was still kind of awesome to know that, hey, you know, I was really fit at one point. Did a lot of weight training. I did some more in high school, but nothing too seriously. It was more of just kind of, again, as a filler class to get some points in, and I didn't need to show up all the time to actually pass it. So that's pretty much what that was all about. And I made a grave mistake. But I survived. Oh, that's what you call epic. Give me my P-switch. Okay, now this is the complicated part. And I already fucked it up. Cool. Well, I could still maybe make this. Nope, I fucked it up already. Whatever, I didn't want that anyways. It's just one of those bonus rooms again, nothing too biggie. But yeah, did do some weight training, and that actually brings up a funny story. So, I guess as a backstory, I did have a lot of, let's say, not so shiny moments where I did maybe participate in a fight or two and did actually get jumped every now and then for reasons I'm not going to go over quite yet. But I did have a lot of play fights too. There's two in particular that I actually remember that are actually like the funniest. Wow, how did I fall into that lava? Did I really just fall into that lava? Wow. Now I'm just kind of bewildered at every idiotic thing that I'm doing. And yeah, I gotta start all the way at the beginning. Even better. I'm gonna die. Yeah, just do this real quick. Sweet. I needed you, Turtle. I needed you for self-defense. Get away. Get away, get away, get away. But, yeah, why did I jump into that? Magic! Did participate in things like that, and the first one that I remember was actually with weight class. I was in that weight class. I was partnered with a person that I actually knew from elementary school. And he was training to be kind of a MMA, like UFC fighter. And so he was fairly like he could take a punch, he could take a hit, and he was fairly built to, he can give hits for the most part. And then I forget how the topic actually ended up proceeding, but we were like, hey, we should totally go fight after school. And I honestly don't remember why. It's one of those things where it's a guy thing. It just kind of happens. We honestly don't know why it happens sometimes, but they kind of just do. So don't really blame anybody that you see and be like, oh my god, this guy is such an idiot. Why would he agree to that? It's just a kind of thing that happens every now and then. We don't mean it to, but it happens for whatever reason. Stupid. Oh, I'm getting angry at myself now. I should be going to the right. I don't know. I'm trying to be fancy. But, so yeah, we agreed that the day after school, and this was before I actually had a car. It's like, we'll meet at the bus stop, and we'll go ahead and just do it. And I was like, okay, cool. So we were there. We were, fighting. No, not really fighting, but we were getting ready. We had our stances, and I got a couple of good shots in. The fight didn't really last all that much. It was maybe 2 minutes at the most, and I got a couple of good hits, and I was dodging a couple of hits. But then he actually got a right kind of a hook jab in and got straight in my temple. And with that, I was like instantly knocked out. And it was more of the first to the ground wins. Like, we didn't want to, start beating up on each other when we were on the ground. So it's like first to the ground, wins, or first to the ground loses, plain and simple. So it was cool how that was set up. But it was also funny too, the way it actually went down, because I guess I was biting my lip as soon as he hit me, so I actually lost a part of my lip. I mean, it's not too big, it's not too noticeable, because I've talked to a couple people about it, but it's just funny how that actually did turn out. Oh yeah, frick you, stupid soda plant person. I call him a soda plant, don't ask why. And that one-up was not worth it, but at least I get a halfway point, I guess. Which I thought I got before, but I guess not. But, as I was saying, yeah, that was one, and then he knocked me straight to the ground, lost part of my lip. That was funny. But the other funny one that's actually happened actually, I think it was the year, no, it wasn't the year of, it might have been a year before. But we ended up hanging out across our school, which is designated as Smoker's Corner, as funny as that is. It's actually designated as Smoker's Corner. But we were hanging out there, and I wasn't smoking. I don't smoke because I really don't like smoke. I'll smoke on occasion. I'll smoke a cigar, like if somebody actually is having a baby. But as far as like, I really need to be in a mood for a cigarette to actually be, hey, I need a cigarette. So I'm not addicted. I know there's a lot of people out there who would like, say screw you for that, and like, I'm sorry, I just never really got addicted. But yeah, we weren't there, we weren't smoking, and then all of a sudden, some guy gets a bright idea, be like, hey, we should go bodies behind these apartments, because across the school there were apartments, and they said we should go bodies. I was like, okay, why not? I had nothing else to do, honestly, so why not? We ended up going back there, and then, just to cut this story a little bit shorter, pretty much we were paired up, so one person would fight one person, and you could only do body shots, of course, can't go below the belt, or do shots for the face, so just hit him straight in the body. And it was funny because what ended up happening was, after we got back, son of a bitch, I'm gonna die. Yeah, oh my god. I don't know why this castle gives me trouble. This one and Wendy's castle, because Wendy's pretty much the same thing. But yeah, it's like, decided to go bodies, and we were walking back from the apartments back to school, and then all of a sudden our SRO comes up. Well, actually, it wasn't the SRO, because it was the school campus security. So it was campus security, and they come up, and then we're saying, or the guy comes up and is like, hey, you guys are in big trouble, looks like somebody saw you back there, and they call the cops, and yada yada yada. So I was like, okay, we weren't really, sure, somebody or a lady sees people fighting, and they're gonna call the cops, but we thought it was like, well, it's gonna be that bad, we have an excuse. We technically weren't trespassing, because the lawn that we were on wasn't private property, and Nobody was filing anything like an assault or anything like that. So, I mean, we should have been good. But then apparently the lady who called, who saw us fighting, apparently said that we were beating up on just one white single kid, and we thought that was pretty hilarious because it was just like, no, we weren't doing that. We all were fighting like each other, and then even like that kid that they were talking about specifically didn't want to do anything, so they were sitting off to the side. So we just thought that was really stupid. Sorry, really funny, really ridiculous. And it's just one of those stories where, and then we almost, like, I remember too, because we had recently just moved into a new apartment, so I didn't know my address, because obviously new apartment, don't know the address right off the top of my head, and the officer was like just so, like, I guess on a bad mood. It's just like, yeah, if you don't give me your address, I'm gonna take you in right now. It's just like, okay, you can't really do that, but I mean, I'll try to get you the address. And we went just this whole thing of trying to get the address, and it was ridiculous. A lot of my current friends still give me shit about that to this day, and it's just funny. It makes me laugh every now and then. But just some of the things you get into in school. But I like to think, well, actually, no, right now I am not healthy. I was healthy, but then because I've had so many sit-down jobs and I haven't gotten into a point of doing a daily routine of exercise like I used to, I haven't really been that healthy. And because it's just like, you go to school, obviously you're supposed to be there, you know, you're going to be there, where else are you going to be? And you're going to be in the class, where else are you going to be? So it's kind of like when you're in a gym class, I mean, you're already there, you're already motivated to kind of do what you need to do. Whereas we're people, you know, once you're out of school, it's kind of harder to find the motivation to work out. And I feel the same way about, like, a lot of different things. Like, I have hard motivation. That sounds really, really dirty. But sometimes I have trouble finding motivation to do a lot of things. And it's sad because it's kind of like, well, do I not, like, really care about anything? Am I just, like retarded? Or I don't even know how to put it. And I should not have sacrificed myself for that freaking feather. But it's just like, yeah, it's like, do I not have any motivation for anything? And it gets really, not tiresome, but just gets really interesting at times. But I'm hoping maybe eventually I'll get a routine going, maybe one day. No, definitely after the holidays. Yeah, I'm gonna be one of those people who's like, yeah, totally after the holidays, New Year's resolution, you know, lose a bunch of weight. Now, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna lose a bunch of weight, but I at least want to get into a routine where I do work out every single day. I mean, I at least want to get back into weightlifting. I really do want to do that because I like weightlifting. It's actually fun in my opinion. It's weird how to put that, but it's fun in my opinion. But then again, I need to be motivated to do it. And the same thing goes with videos too. I mean, I guess that's a good topic because, I mean, I don't know, I think we're kind of midway through the series. Not midway, but we're kind of, you know what I mean. But you got to be motivated to do everything, and then especially with YouTube, I've actually talked to a bunch of people about this. It's like, I used to be, when I first started YouTube, used to be like, yeah, it doesn't matter, you know, what's going on in your life. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you start a series, you better finish the series, because it's kind of like, why the hell are you going to start something and then just kind of, if you do have people who like to watch it, they're going to be left out in the dark and be like, oh, you know, I was really hoping you'd finish this, but then you decided not to, and I'm really disappointed. But then after a while, I kind of understood why a lot of people didn't finish it, because it gets to the point where if you're not motivated to record, like right now, if I wasn't motivated to record, I probably, even though I'm pretty bad at my commentary right now, my commentary would probably be so much worse if I actually tried doing it. You know what I mean? And so it's really, really key for you to be motivated to do something, because if you're not, then it's not going to come out the way you want it to be. And that's the key. That's the key to anything, especially YouTube. Especially YouTube, because, I mean, I've been kind of struggling with that with myself, because there's a lot of videos that, yeah, I've had ideas for, that I have things that I want to do, but what really frustrates me is I have all these editing ideas, but because of my computer not being able to implement them all, it's just, it gets to the point where it's like, oh, you know, I don't really have I guess, not a chance, but I really don't have the time to do it like other people do. It's like, oh, you know, they can edit for an hour, they'll render for 10 minutes, and then they'll upload in another 10 minutes, where I don't have that luxury. I have to edit for an hour, I have to render for another 2 hours, and then if I'm lucky, then I can upload. Well, okay, my internet's pretty good, so my upload's pretty good, so I won't complain about the upload, but I do complain about the rendering time. And so that's why sometimes you'll see me be really excited to do something, and then I'll like push out a lot of videos. But then after a while, then I kind of lose it because it's just like, oh, there's so much more I want to do with the series, but I can't do it because I just don't have the computer to back it up. So it gets pretty bad, and that's why you'll see like a lot of series kind of go off, and just me not like finishing them. There's a lot of series that I did delete, in case you didn't know. A lot of videos I wasn't okay with, so I deleted them off my channel. You probably should have just kept them all on there, because I guess if they're not on there, then you don't get the views like that you already had on them, which is weird. I don't understand that, but you know, whatever. But it's just one of those things where I really do. If I can't stay necessarily motivated, I can understand that, but it doesn't mean I should. Well, okay, no, I should be motivated because this is a hobby, and yeah, sure, I'm one of those people that says, hey, you know, I do want to go ahead and make this a career one day, you know, especially now. I honestly hope I can make this a career one day, but just because I just want to make sure I'm going to make this okay. And I honestly lost my train of thought now because of that stupid error. But I just honestly hope I can make this a career one day. But if I do, I got to take it seriously. I just can't get easily frustrated and be like, no, I'm not going to do this for a while. So, because you got to be constant. Like, even if it's just like once a week, it should at least be once a week, you know. And it can't just be, oh, once every while or once in a month. It should be fairly constant. Like, once a week. If you want to do it like, you know, once a week, and maybe every now and then do it twice or a couple of times. Like, it's like, oh, you know, I got a lot of ideas I want to implement right now, and I'm going to do that. Yeah, go ahead and do that, but at least have a kind of a consistency of what you're going to do. Oh, hey, it's this kid. I forget. I think I just need to hit him on the head. Yeah, and he's going to do the Ultra Mega Glitch where I can't hit him. Sweet. Oh, yeah, I saw that one coming. Can see. Yeah. Spinning around town. I know this is going to be a long video. This is actually going to be, like I said, one of those videos. Whoa! Oh, wow, sorry. I actually had a movie in the background that I was watching every time I was just waiting, and I just realized that there's more to it. I've never seen that. I'm actually not going to look just so I can't actually watch it firsthand. But, yeah, that's how it goes. So, with that, I'm just trying to say I'm going to try to be a little bit more motivated and actually be a little bit more constant in this. But, alright, guys, I think I'm going to cut it there for now. Really hope you guys are enjoying the series. I'm actually enjoying it as well. I mean, I was kind of tentative, but now that I'm actually kind of going, it's fun. But I'm going to cut it there for now. This has been Generation 71, and we'll catch you guys later.